Okay, so what I wanted to show you today is how to make your own beeswax wraps. It looks like that. You can make them of any size. Here are some smaller ones. You can use them to wrap your vegetables, cheese, onions, anything you need wrapped up. And it replaces saran wrap. So this is a company called Abigo that I had bought before. This one's a little bit raggedy, so I'm going to show you how to repair this one. Not the cut, I'm not going to repair that, but by adding more beeswax to revitalize these. And I'm going to show you how to make a brand new one out of a piece of cloth, which this is an old t-shirt. So, and you can see that it's not perfectly cut. I'll show you why after, because when we add the wax and it's firm and dried, you can just cut and make it really anything you want. But you don't want to waste the beeswax, so you want it to be close to the size you want. Maybe there's just a little trimmings that need repair. This is my beeswax. So I got it in a big block I got it from well.ca, but you can get them on Amazon. I do suggest, rather than getting the block, where you have to grate it with a cheese grater. Where did my cheese grater go? Oh yeah, I put it in the dishwasher. So, after you're done with the cheese grater, if you choose to do it this way, which takes a bit of time, it's a little bit hard to do, then you pop this in the dishwasher because the heat will just melt off any of the excess beeswax that remains. You can probably see there's some left there. However, I suggest that you get it shredded, and they call it beeswax pellets, I think it's called, or pastilles. And so they come in little pellets, and then they work the same way. You just sprinkle them over, and it does the exact same job. So here I've pre-shredded a whole bunch of the beeswax. I'm first going to do my brand new piece of material, and I'm going to show you that it requires quite a bit of beeswax because it needs to be really saturated with the beeswax. And I have done this before where I've had to do it and then let it dry and then do it again to really saturate it, because you can't always tell on the first round if it's saturated. So it looks like this. Take a baking sheet, piece of wax paper, parchment paper, sorry, the piece of material, the wax over top, another piece of parchment paper, and an iron. This is about all that I use my iron for. And so you melt the wax right onto the piece of material, and you'll see what happens in a moment, but it liquefies and it saturates the piece of material. If you have excess wet liquid beeswax on the edges of your wax paper, once it dries you can scrape it off and use it again. So there's really no wasting here. Okay, so you'll see that even though I put quite a lot of beeswax, we're not yet completely saturated. You can see these spots that are not quite saturated, so I'm going to take more. Saturate the edges. And as I said, there's no waste, so even if you put more than you need, you can just grab the excess bits and use it for the next one. So here we go again. Because of the parchment paper, there'll be really no cleanup for your cookie sheet and really no cleanup for your iron. Everything's protected from the beeswax. Okay, that looks pretty good. So now we end up with a very saturated in fact, one little section is a bit too saturated. I'm going to put one of my other ones over top to soak up a little bit of that extra beeswax from the one below. That's great. Lovely. I'm going to get that extra in the top corner too. So again, I ended up putting a little bit too much beeswax in this top corner. I'm using one of the ones that I was going to repair a little bit to sort of soak up some of that extra beeswax that was left from the first one. Okay, so now we have this, and we're going to let it dry. I'm going to show you what happens in a moment. Okay, now we're going to keep going with our wax paper, get it on the wax side, and put these two that needed a bit of repair. They've taken a bit of the beeswax from the first one that I had a bit extra, but I'm going to work in a little bit more. Usually after it's been saturated the first time, it doesn't require nearly as much to repair it. And then once you have these made, they can last a really long time. You just keep having to add a little bit of beeswax to revitalize it, and then use it again. So we'll just repair these last two here. I've had these several years. The original Abigos, I just added wax to them, and I've made additional new ones, and I've made them for friends. It's really, really easy to do. And also, it's nice to not have to go get saran wrap again, because saran wrap costs a lot of money, and it just stays in the landfill. It's really a one-time use deal. So here we go. I'm going to actually just iron a little bit more. So the how to use them is that you warm it up a little bit with your hand and mold it to whatever you're going to be covering. And then it just stays nice like that. Like I did it once, put it in the fridge, kept it for a while. When it's time to wash it, you want to make sure not to wash it with hot water because the wax is going to melt, which is why over time they get worn down and you can always revitalize them as I'm doing now. So here we go. Two new, updated, brand new, perfectly functional pieces of beeswax wrap. I'll show you what happens with this one. It's already dry. Take your scissors. If you undo this, and there's excess here like this, you can just cut it away. Or if the shape you made wasn't a perfect square, like mine wasn't a perfect square, you can take scissors and make it into a perfect square. You can also, of course, do this in round pieces and pieces of any size. So you see this line is not a good line. We're going to straighten it out, make mostly a square, and then that's it. Cut off the excess. And there we go. Lovely. You can just fold it up, put it in the cupboard, and it's ready for the next time you need to use it. Okay, thank you.